All right, 5 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Jim George is here, also known as Professor Gadget. We're going to talk about technology. Jim is the owner of American Cable Services. You probably get cable TV from Jim, some of you anyway. And also the owner of Media in Motion. And I'm not really sure exactly everything they do over there. Maybe I should ask Jim that. But just as I do know, if you have a computer that's on the fritz, you might want to take it to Media in Motion and get them to get it out of the fritz.
That's our technical term.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Come on, Jim. How you doing?
Good morning. Yeah, I had a call Friday on my way going back to the office, and a person called and said, "Would you give me your address again? I want to bring a computer over." And I said, "Well, I'm not there right now. I'll be there in about 30 minutes." And sure enough, 30 minutes later, they showed up and brought their computer in.
Nice.
Luckily, we were able to fix it for them, real quick. It was actually a loose battery compartment.
Oh, so in that case, it was something physical.
It was.
But most of the times, it's something digital.
Catastrophic, yes.
Or digital. So it's like something you can't see. It's like a program or something, right?
If I can't push two buttons and fix it, I give it to the IT guys and say, "Here."
Yeah, if it's not a screw or spring or something.
If it's something like that loose. We had a failure yesterday in Ocala Palms. I know people listen to it, and we carry your station on Ocala Palms. We had a router, a very expensive router, just decide it didn't want to work anymore.
Wow.
And so we kind of panicked because it meant all the internet and all the phone went down for all of Ocala Palms.
Oh, wow.
And I scrambled and found another one. I said, "Okay, I'll rush right out there." And when I called my old IT guy, he said, "Unplug it, wait for 2 full minutes and plug it back in." A lot of times it just hiccups. So I did it, and it came back up.
Gosh.
So it fixed it all by
And
itself.
they were very happy. You probably hear the cheering all over the community.
So we were out for about maybe 20 minutes. But, it took a while for me to find it. It took a while for me to call the IT guy.
Yeah.
Because I said, I just can't plug the new one in. He says, "No, you got to get into it with your laptop, and then I'll get into your laptop, and I'll see what you see. And then I will type this in, and I will type that." Anyway, we just unplugged it and plugged it. And
it's amazing.
But these guys know that. I would never
the
unplug it and plug it back in,
Well, you know what happened to me 2 times in the course of time, like not much time.
You got a fan, Jim.
Yeah, one of our nation's finest.
So so what happened to me is I called up Cox Cable and said, "Hey, it's not working. What's going on?" And so he said, "Well, unplug it, do this, do that, do this, do that, do other thing. Okay, we'll send somebody out." And both times when they sent somebody out, what happened was a neighbor was like one time digging a garden.
Yep.
Yeah.
And literally cut the cable.
Right.
Didn't
And
tell
another
him.
time, I guess they were just cleaning out some weeds, and again, this time pulled out the cable from the box that it's attached to.
Didn't tell him.
Like,
That's aggressive yard work.
a house away. Yeah.
Exactly. They didn't have the courtesy
Hello.
to tell him.
So I want to tell you about a gadget that you helped
Sure.
me fix. I don't know if you realize you helped me fix a gadget. Two gadgets. They're both very identical. They're my legs.
Ah,
Because you saw me limping.
yes.
And you said, "Where does it hurt?" And I said, "Well, it's really kind of hard to define. It's like in my calves." And you said, "Maybe you need potassium and vitamin D." So I said, and let me tell you just the background to this. How long ago did you tell me this? Maybe 2-3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Okay. So I right away, Robin, right? We went to
Yes.
Walgreens. We found this stuff. We bought the 2 bottles. And I'm telling you, Jim, you're a genius. We went to Chattanooga back in October. And I had been having leg pains before that even. But that day in Chattanooga was horrible because I had to stand so long doing that coffee house thing we were doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and it was horrible. And you actually saw me limping. I'm still not 100%, but it's unbelievable. I showed yesterday, Rob, look, I can jog. I jogged down.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Well,
So
the next
thank you.
thing you need to do is get some honey and some vinegar and some water.
Yeah, what do you do with that?
Well, you drink it, and just almost like a shot glass. You don't need much.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you just pick maybe a third water, a third honey, and a third vinegar.
What does that do for you?
It's the same thing. It's like an anti-gout type thing. My wife does it because she has one of her large toe aches, like arthritic pain in the large toe.
Yeah.
And even the doctor said that. He said, just take some vinegar and some water and some honey and drink like maybe 2 ounces, 3 ounces a day, and it'll go away. Sure enough, it went away.
So the toe doesn't hurt anymore?
It does not hurt anymore.
Wow. Well, anyway, so thank you for that.
So I'm a medical doctor, but I can't.
Yeah.
That was a
can't
gadget. My
practice.
legs are gadgets. I saw this gadget. I saw this robot on a video. and the robot was walking like a human being. Walks out in the snow, goes up a hill, stumbles a little bit, but gets it like a human would do. And then the guy then it's picking up boxes and it's putting them on a shelf. And then the guy comes over with a broomstick and pushes the robot back. Whoa, whoa, whoa! And it like gets its balance. And then he comes up behind it and pushes it really hard on its back, and it falls on its face. And then it stands itself up again. Now that's an amazing gadget right there.
Right. Yeah, I saw something on Nova yesterday. I actually didn't see it. I started it and stopped it. It was on robots, about mimicking the human body, a robot mimicking you. And they were doing the same thing, climbing upstairs.
Oh, my.
But the robots were falling backwards. They couldn't catch their balance. The battery pack was too heavy, and so on and so forth. But I'm going to end up watching it probably this weekend.
Oh, wow. So there was a news story this morning that manufacturing in the United States has gone up in the last 10 years. So we do a lot more manufacturing here now than we did 10 years ago.
Good, very good.
But factory worker numbers has gone down because the manufacturing is being done by automation, either robots or other devices.
Right.
So I don't know. It's good news and bad news, kind of a story, right?
That's right. Yeah, we need to maybe set aside a joke a week that deals with technology. But people call in and give us their joke.
But here's my thought: the world has changed, but all those robots, all those technology things that are enabling factories to operate and manufacture things without workers, they have to have guys like you who can fix the machines that make the machines.
Yeah. Yep. They may let 50 people go, but then they hire 10. IT guys.
They have to have tech guys,
constantly adjusting, assembling, doing all that stuff. And it's amazing how fast those robots work. I mean, those arms swing around. You've seen the films of like cars being made.
Yeah.
And you hear the whirling noise and the car going here. That's fantastic. It's hard to believe, but it's what it is today. I mean, like even our routers, we have a 1 gig router and we're looking at a 10 gig router. There's just a lot of information that passes through the internet.
Do you know what I was looking at? Bridges have big bridges like the Golden Gate Bridge and I don't know if the Brooklyn Bridge is big enough for this, but big bridges have whole staffs of workers. That's their job. Their whole job is that bridge.
Right.
And part of that is tech guys who keep an eye on monitoring the bridge for wavelengths. Have you seen this?
Yes, wavelengths. Yep.
So a bridge has a wavelength, and if it's not the right wavelength, they know something needs to be tweaked. The nut needs to be tightened up.
Yeah.
I'm probably simplifying it.
No, it's absolutely right. Yeah, because as the wind blows across it, or the air currents change, or you've heard about, they'll say a front's coming through. As that motion takes place and the bridge expands or contracts, then it changes its harmonic frequency. An example: so go out and get a 10-foot piece of conduit. Not a plastic conduit, but a metal conduit. Hold it anywhere along the line and hit it with a hammer or a screwdriver, and it has this thud noise. All right? Put your finger and balance it so both sides of the conduit are evenly balanced on both sides of your finger, and you hear it, and you hear this nice resonant bell sound. The difference is you found that sweet spot on the pipe where it resonates. And so the bridges have to do the same thing. They've got to constantly test the tension. They got to test the temperature of the bridge, everything, and adjust it so that it doesn't set up a wave and destroy the bridge.
And then it starts to shake or something.
Yeah, that's a science all of its own.
Well, that's got to be.
I think Jim and those guys who call in know that, but I don't.
I'm comparing it to like a guitar string.
Oh yeah, okay.
Simple as that. So if it's out of tune, it's going to wingle too much or something.
Well, yeah, try and loosen up maybe 3 or 4 of your strings and try and play. and you probably couldn't even hold your guitar. It would be shaking on your hand. Yeah. But tighten them up.
So what happens to the cable then when you have to outfit from city to city from one end of the bridge to the next? Do you bury it under the water or do you attach it underneath the bridge?
Normally underneath the bridge, unless it's a bridge that raises, they'll let boats go through. And in that case, we do bury it. So we'll probably go, there's a special air compressor, and the divers go down and they jet the cable about 6 feet under the water, It's under the sand, under the water.
Oh, gosh.
They bury it like that.
We'll take a little break. We'll be right back. If you have a question about anything, we talk about everything with Jim. Legs, bridges, technology.
Exactly.
The number is 622-9622. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Sunny but cool day for Friday with a high between 61 and 65. Clear and cold Friday night with lows ranging from the mid-30s and a few inland spots to the lower 40s on the coast. Saturday sunny but still cool, high 63 to 67. For Sunday, mostly sunny and becoming warmer, high 70 to 74. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
We're saving thousands with Robert Palmer.
So rule number one is always shop around. Always shop around. If you're trying to get a mortgage, if you're trying to get the best credit card, if you're looking at student loans, cell phone bills, you name it, rule number one is always shop around. Always shop around.
That's rule number one, just one more vital part of fighting back to stop being a financial zombie. Yes, you can take the mystery out of the complicated world of finances. Take charge when it comes to your money. Listen in on The Source, 96.3 FM and 1370 AM, Saturdays at 12:05.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
Your weekends are getting a little retooled.
Swear to God, not making a joke.
Check this out. New shows? Check. We are Force. Some new talent? Check. Let's welcome the guys.
Let's get it going.
Arnie Spanier.
Unbelievable.
TJ Reeves.
This is what you get.
Your weekends are on fire.
Because that's how exotic it is.
We are Force.
WWWOCA,
WOCA.
AM 1370.
96.3. 96.3 FM.
Visit the WOCA website at www.woca.com.
All right, 18 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Jim George is here from American Cable Services and Media in Motion. Jim, what is Media in Motion? What do you do besides fix computers?
Media in Motion was the name we chose to use to talk about moving video from point A to point B. It's media, right?
Okay.
Right? And that was the name. And now that we formed the new company, the actual name has been changed, so that the city of Ocala is working with me on a different subject. And so Media in Motion, since it was a corporation and already formed, we said, okay, we'll use that to fix computers and things.
I got you. Yeah. I got you. Makes sense.
And that's really nice because you not only encourage people to come to your place to bring their computer, but you also go to their place to fix it.
Yep, we have people call us and they'll go buy something. They'll buy a Radio Shack antenna, or they'll go down to Ken's antenna. Then down at the flea market, I know I'm talking about him a lot, but they'll buy an antenna and then because it's so easy to put up. But then they get home and they go, oh, I don't want to put it up. Mm-hmm. And then they'll call me and say, can you come out and put up this antenna? And I say, yeah, I can come put it out for you. It's not necessarily our core business, but it's part of our business.
And it's customer service.
It is. It's all about customer service.
Because you guys, you and your guys are so friendly, and it's really, really nice that you take that extra step just to volunteer your time.
Yeah.
You ever have any fringe benefits?
Some of them I have to turn down, but yes.
He's married 42 years. Congratulations to you and your bride.
I didn't mean that.
Happy anniversary.
Like, the ladies give you like
Actually,
a mint.
they give me cookies. Yeah,
That's what I meant.
A lot of ladies' offices.
You guys are something else.
Oh, a lot. That's where our mind is. Yeah, we go into homes where people say, "Can I offer you a drink of water? Can I make you a sandwich?" So I say,
"Hey, that's what I'm talking about."
We accept them. We accept them.
Really?
All donations are accepted. Yes.
That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome.
There was an old lady when I was a kid, and she always wanted me to come out and clean her sewer. I mean, I had to go down. I literally had to go into the basement, open up this big thing, and actually take a bucket with my hand and drop it into this thing, and one bucket at a time, bring it out into the backyard. I know it was smelly, but I was a kid, and I made money doing it. And then she would feed me. She would give me lunch. So that was my fringe benefit.
Yeah, exactly. No,
I'm probably older than her now than she was then, but.
No, we get those a lot. There's hardly a house we go into, and they'll say, "Do you want a water? I have some cookies here. If you're hungry, I'd like to have a cookie." And we'll say, "No, we think we're going to be in there 5 minutes. A lot of times we're in there a half hour or so." Then they ask us again. We'll say, "Yes, we'll take a glass of water, or we'll take a cookie."
So I wanted to tell you something that one of the questions people have been having is if we have cars on the road that have technology built into them that can avoid crashes, how is that going to help when 90% of the people will still have cars that don't have that technology? And there's actually a plan to retrofit the older cars.
Yeah, it will never take off. Remember when I told you 3D was dead?
Yes.
I don't know how long ago that was, 2-3 years ago. Even though I'm an old fuddy-duddy, I cannot see having a car drive itself. Let me give you one, for instance. When you had an old 55 car or 60 car or even an 80 car, you could drive that car if it may need spark plugs, it may need a coil. You can fix it. You can't fix today's cars.
No.
And the computer, you let just the left door light come on or it won't go off, or the blink. You got to take it to a computer company to get that thing fixed. Imagine how long those cars are going to be in the shop when they have to change the computer or change the servos because the motor mechanism that drives the left wheel quit working, and it's all electromechanical. No.
Well, in the cars now, my daughter has a car where she's got this TV screen in the front, and it shows her backing up and everything like that. Can it also multitask, and you can hook up like your computer to that screen also?
You could. It's a monitor. The signal from the camera is either wireless or hardwired. They're both ways. You can get them with the camera in the back is wireless, and it's shooting to the monitor in front, or there's actually a cable. But yes, if you could find that cable and cut into it, you could put a videotape recorder or something like that on it and watch a movie. But it's against the law right this minute to watch TV in the front seat.
Yes.
We'll have to call in Sheriff Blair and ask him one day.
I don't think you need to. I think you know that one. All right, we have a phone call coming in. Let's take that call. Good morning. You're on the air with Jim George.
Good morning, Jim.
Good morning.
I just wanted to say what you mentioned about the antennas. I just want to find out the one particular antenna you could clamp on the side of your home, like your mobile home.
Yes.
And I just wanted to know how high the antenna to go from the inside the park and the outside of the park.
How high does the antenna need to be to get TV? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I think so. It needs to be about 10 foot above the roof. Now, when I say roof, that's the eave of the roof. It doesn't necessarily mean the apex of the roof. Mm-hmm. You will get a lot of reflection and ghosting and poor signal if it's just a few feet above the fascia of the house. You need to get about 10 feet above that. Yeah. You do that, and that's why, like, even when Ken's antenna does it, he'll tell me he gets 30 foot. He puts about 4 foot in the ground, and then he puts one 10-foot section on top of that, so now he's 14 feet, clamps that to the side of the house, which is normally between 10 and 11 feet, above the ground. Then he adds the other 10-foot section to it, and that's it. So you want to get about 10 foot above the roof.
And does it turn? Does it rotate like
the one that Ken sells? Two type. One that has a built-in rotor. Again, I'm giving this guy all the publicity. One that has a rotor in it, and you just turn it, and it's really neat.
Oh, okay, like the old-fashioned.
Right.
We used to have
but
antennas.
it's not very visual. You don't know if it's aiming north, east, south, or west. It's just turning, and when it reaches its 360, it starts back the other way. So. The ones I like are the old Radio Shack ones where you could buy the rotor, and it would say north, east, south, or west. So you put it on south,
Yeah,
and then
remember those?
you aim the antenna south,
Yeah,
and then from
yeah.
that point on, you could just turn it north, east, south, or west.
Yeah.
But he also has the ones that do not have the motor in them, and you have to turn those by hand.
All right.
Turn them by hand.
So antennas, are they better guaranteed to keep a picture on your TV screen than dish antennas? Because of inclement weather?
Yeah, well, both of them come from the sky, The satellite's 28,000 miles in the air.
Uh-huh.
So, and raindrops really affect satellite reception. Really, if it's heavily raining, your dish indirect will pixelate. The same thing is true of off-the-air channels, both of them. But it really depends how strong each one is. So the new satellite dishes that you see on the side of the house are not 18 inches anymore. They're more like 24 inches.
Oh.
And the LNBs, the low noise converter that's built into them, is stronger. So it's trying to help overcome that loss.
Oh, okay.
But hardly ever you'll see a DirecTV pixelate anymore unless it's really, really torrential. We call it a frog strangler.
We were talking
frog strangler.
We were talking this morning about the first computers. I remember my first JPEG. It was Pamela Anderson.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it took forever. It was one line and then another line.
Yeah, but you couldn't wait.
I could. Well, I didn't.
Would have taken an hour, right?
I didn't know what it was until then I saw the blonde hair and I said, "Oh, Robin, it's a lady. I wonder who they sent me." Somebody sent it to me.
They used to come on pixels.
That's right.
I even remember who sent it to me, but I don't want to say.
Yeah.
But that's one of the most amazing things about technology, because when the internet and computers first came out, it was all words, and then somebody formulated something for pictures, and now you, in your cable business, you have moving pictures, you have homemade pictures, you have pictures from satellites all over the world.
Right. And now that, internet is becoming so frequently used, everybody just about has internet, I can deliver a great picture with 500 kilobits of information. In other words, half a meg.
Wow.
So if you have an internet connection and it's poor, you're lucky if you get 1.5 meg. You can still watch TV.
Oh my gosh.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
That's the compression technique.
What is the weirdest place you've seen technology? Like there was a story about technology keeping track of how many snakes were on an island. I guess they put a chip in every snake.
Mm-hmm. That is weird.
Yeah. So, what's the weirdest place you've seen technology? Do they have technology in rifles? I mean, are rifles?
I don't think so, but I know one place that I'm from West Palm Beach, and the water management people had these little dams. Like if this creek started to get a little bit overflowing, it would raise a little level. A little lever.
Oh, really?
And it would send a wireless signal back to the water management saying the level in this creek has risen 3 inches, 5 inches, or whatever. And they would monitor it that way. So as the lever, like a toilet level, went up and down, they would. And if it got too high, they'd send somebody.
What do you call that thing in the toilet? A ball cock?
Wow, ball cock.
A ball cock.
Yeah, well.
Just saying.
I
don't know where this program's going today.
There's the sirens.
We got to get Joe involved.
Jim, if we need to get a hold of you for cable or for getting our computer fixed, what do we do? Where do we call?
We call 854-9795.
Gosh, it's always fun when you come in here.
We have fun. We got to get Galen in here again, talk about all his technology. He's got apps that run apps. I
gave up on apps. I don't need them. I tried. I got excited when I had the phone that could use them. I said, "Well, I'm not going to use these things." Yeah.
I don't have a single app on my phone.
Well, thank you for the advice on the vitamin D and the what is it called again? That's in bananas. What's it?
Potassium.
Potassium. Thank you.
Yes.
All right, we'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. A community in Kansas reeling from a shooting rampage.
I feel like I'm in a nightmare right now.
She lives across from the gunman who died after shooting 3 people.